Happy, healthy, healing day. Welcome to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. I'm your host, Shifat, the natural healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth. Thank you so much for watching. This is your natural self-healing journey. I encourage you to go get your blue pen and your white paper and get ready to take copious notes because you are about to get that natural healing transformation information you've been seeking. So stay tuned. Welcome and thank you for watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. This is your natural self-healing journey. Today's show is very special. We have several interviews lined up for you for people who are actually on that self-healing journey. You're going to hear their stories. This is so wonderful, and some of them are so amazing. Well, natural healing generally tends to be amazing anyway. When we all together begin to think in this oneness mindset of health and well-being, healing ourselves, our whole society benefits. Not just because we are healing, but as your family heals and the next family heals, and then we all have our mind right. Imagine that. We have a healthier community, a healthier society, which spills over into our whole ecosystem. The environment, because the less crap it is that we put in our body and use on our body, the less we impact the environment with those kinds of harmful chemical ingredients. The less we impact the animal life, the less we are impacting the plant life and the mineral life of this planet, of our home. Healthy mind, body, family, finance, and community. As we experience these interviews coming up, think about those things and make sure you take notes. And I'll see you on the other side. Happy, healthy, healing day. I'm Shifat, the holistic healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth, inviting you to watch the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show every first and third Saturday right here on Access 21 TV. What do we talk about? Everything from juicing to old school tonics and herbs, what you can do to help yourself get better. We talk about stop poisoning yourself by putting all those chemicals on your body, and all domains of life, healthy mind, body, family, finances, and community. So tune in to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show every first and third Saturday at 9 a.m. I look forward to serving you.
If you want to get a lot of people very angry at you, and you're in the health profession, it's fairly simple. Begin to cure incurable diseases.
It would ruin the economy. Billions of dollars.
Cancer is one of the richest multi-billion-dollar industries in the world, and every cancer patient is a commodity.
The huge pharmaceutical companies have everybody in their pocket, from the president on down to the senators, representatives. Everybody gets paid.
Something's terribly wrong when you treat cancer and your hair falls out and you vomit. This is truly medieval.
People in the United States and developed countries who are treated for cancer don't even die of cancer. They die of the treatment of cancer.
Many years from now, people look back at this time and wonder what kind of Neanderthals we were.
A prophet many years ago, he said, "My people perish for lack of knowledge."
Well, happy Healthy Healing Day. Welcome to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show, and I am your host, Shifa, the natural healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth. I'm so glad you tuned in. Thank you so much. On today's show, as always, we're really talking about healthy mind, body, family, finances, and community. You know how important all 5 of those pillars are in our lives. That's what we're talking about. That's what we mean in lifestyle. So I encourage you to go get that blue pen and that white paper and get ready to take copious notes, because you are about to get that transformational information, that transformational healing information you've been seeking. Before we get started, I also want to give you the contact information. All right, so always pause, give you time to go get that pen and paper. You can reach us at 866-612-6189. 866-612-6189. Okay, so let's get started. I have as a very, very special guest. I'm hyped, okay? I have a very special guest with me today because even though I'm really excited, the material we're going to cover today, really important, serious, all right? So I need to get you to get your game face on and get ready to be healed right now, okay? My very special guest today is Rachel Davis, and we're going to talk about healthy body, family, as it relates to community. We've got a whole big conversation that we're going to have, but we're not going to do it all today, so you're going to have to stay tuned. Welcome, Rachel.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Shifa?
Great. She says my name right. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are very welcome.
Welcome to the show, Rachel.
Thank you for having me.
Wanted to talk to you today about the importance of our health and well-being. And let's start with how it is you come to be interested in even being healthy, because we know in our community, it's like a passing thing. People don't really care. There's a lot of lip service being paid to it. Right. There's a lot of advertising going on about it, but people really aren't paying attention. So what grabbed you?
Certain life experiences occur that forces you to actually take an introspective look at what you've been doing in terms of your health, how you've been eating, how you've been living your life, and come to the conclusion and the decision that if we don't take care of this gift that we've been given in terms of our bodies and our health, if we don't show that we are grateful and appreciative for the gift that's been given, it may be taken away from us prematurely. And I had an experience that happened December 24th, 2012, where my husband, at that time was 40 years old, suffered massive cardiac arrest.
This is Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Christmas Eve, 3 o'clock in the morning. And we were in the bed sleeping, like most people would be doing at 3 o'clock in the morning. And he basically woke me up, and he grabbed me, and he started having these seizure-like movements, seizure-like convulsions, and that's how he woke me from sleep. And, I was shaking him, saying, "Hey, baby, are you okay? Is everything okay?" And he wasn't responsive, so I jumped out of the bed, turned the lights on, and basically watched my very healthy husband in the bed having seizure-like convulsions. His eyes rolled in the back of his head, and he wasn't moving. Besides just from having the seizures, he wasn't speaking, and certainly wasn't coherent as to what was going on.
So let me just stop you right here. So the question, and thank you so much for sharing this. How'd you get started? What happened to you? What happened? And I just want to say right now that this is a very powerful sharing, and I want to acknowledge you first and foremost for even coming on air and sharing this with us.
Thank you.
Okay. 2 reasons. You need to hear the story, and you need to wake up. Okay? And so this is a wake-up call. So as we talk about our husbands
Yes.
and our brothers and our fathers and our granddads and all the men in our life, apply this story to that person. So your husband's fine. I want to jump in here right now and say he's fine.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
He's fine. But I wanted to know, how did you move from jumping out of the bed, obviously calling the ambulance, getting to the hospital? What were some of the things that were going on with you at the time?
You name it. I experienced it from fear. I heard a saying once that says faith and fear can't necessarily coexist. And so even though I felt the fear, I had to quickly put the fear aside because I needed to have faith to know that my husband was going to be okay. I needed to have faith to know that the 2-day coma that he was in, that he was going to come out of that coma. I needed to know that when he came out of that coma, he would be 100 times better than he was going into the coma. And so the emotion and the feeling and that space that I had to be in, it was a constant battle to be able to know that I have to have faith because I can't allow the fear to prevail. Allowing the fear to prevail would mean that I've given up and that I know that he would be gone. And I knew there was much more for him. I knew there was much more for us. I knew there was much more in terms of his life. And we just gotten started.
Yes. And we're just getting started. Now, this is so good. This is so good because it means everything to your health and well-being.
Right.
The stories.
Right.
The stories. This is life casting. This is what we do here at Oneness Wellness Lifestyles. We're going to come back with the full interview. So again, if you haven't already gotten your blue pen and your white paper, you want to go get that, all right? And you want to stay tuned. And I thank you so much for watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Happy Healthy Healing Day. I'm Shifat, the holistic healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth, inviting you to watch the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show every first and third Saturday right here on Access 21 TV. What do we talk about? Everything from juicing to old school tonics and herbs, what you can do to help yourself get better. We talk about stop poisoning yourself by putting all those chemicals on your body, and all domains of life: healthy mind, body, family, finances, and community. So tune in to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show every first and third Saturday at 9 a.m. I look forward to serving you. Great day. This is Shifat from Oneness Wellness Lifestyles, and I'm here with your emergency health awareness alert. Are you innocently poisoning yourself? 90% of people who take health supplements are poisoning themselves. How? If you've heard anything about magnesium stearate or stearic acid, as it is sometimes called, you know that vitamin and supplement bottles everywhere are loaded down with this potentially dangerous and life-endangering additives that don't need to be there. The reality is, you probably have not heard of stearic acid though. Believe it or not, many supplements, including those made by reputable brands, contain a flow agent additive that over time can actually block the absorption of nutrients into your body. This ingredient is known as magnesium stearate, and regular consumption of it is linked to the development of a harmful biofilm in the intestines that cause digestive problems. Despite having the word magnesium in its name, magnesium stearate is not a source of nutritive magnesium. The only reason why supplement manufacturers add this chalk-like substance to their products is to make them easier to process through their machinery. Supplement companies have been intentionally misleading their customers for some time now, making it seem and making it sound like the inclusion of this additive is helpful for your general welfare. There is stearic acid in 90% of all pills currently on the market. For more information about this emergency health awareness alert, contact us, and we can direct you to supplements that do not contain magnesium stearate. This has been an emergency health awareness alert. I'm your sister Shifa from Oneness Wellness Lifestyles. What I'm really excited about, of course, this is the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show, that you are talking to us about the cleansing, the diet, the anti-aging, and how is it that you find yourself in this at this time? I always talk about the time that we live in and this whole wellness explosion that's taking place. So my audience, everybody knows I've been doing this for 43 years as a natural healer.
Wow.
So that's why I'm really excited to talk to you about this. So what does it feel like to you? Why do you do it? What's the reason?
Well, I kind of give you, I'll give you a short story.
Okay.
December 24th, 2012. I actually suffered a massive cardiac arrest in which I was actually gone from this world. For 16 minutes, I was pulseless, and I had no oxygen to my brain for 16 minutes. So the very fact that I'm even able to sit here before you and talk to you is a miracle from God. And, I spent 2 days in the medically induced coma, 9 days in the hospital total. And I've never been overweight in my life. I don't have diabetes or any type of medical issues that will cause a person's heart to fail. I don't do drugs. I've never smoked a day, anything. I don't drink. So I don't do any of the typical factors. I never did live the lifestyle that would warrant a person's heart to fail, much less go into cardiac arrest. But for some reason, I developed this weakened heart muscle that ultimately led to me having this cardiac arrest situation happen on Christmas Eve 2012. So, long story short, after going through that ordeal and coming home and my heart was functioning at a very, very low level, for me to walk 100 feet and back was a challenge without getting tired. And after speaking with my cardiologist about how toxic my medication was, and I was taking about 7 or 8 different pills for my heart at that time. And he did mention to me that there was one in particular that was highly toxic. It was actually stabilizing my heart rate, but it was also damaging my liver and my kidneys as well. And so when I asked the question, what could I do to rid my body of these toxins, he didn't know. He couldn't give me a definitive answer. And so it was, I actually got introduced to Isogenics almost by accident because my wife was actually using it in October of 2012, just 2 months prior, as a way for her to, slim down and lose the 30 pounds of extra happy weight that she had gained since we had gotten married. That's what she called it.
Okay.
Happy weight.
Okay.
So.
All right. I like that.
And we had some extra product in the house, because she had gotten some phenomenal results. I mean, she lost like 30 inches around her body and 20 pounds in like 30 days. And for a female, that's significant.
Big. Yes.
So we had some extra product in the house, and I actually just started using it because I felt like I had nothing else to lose at that point. I had just turned 41 years old. I couldn't walk 100 feet. At that point, I'm just really kind of figuring out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And I started using the products. And what happened within a relatively short period of time, not only did I release all this unneeded fat off my body, but my energy level increased significantly, so much so that I was able to compete in our company's IsoBody Challenge. I went from not being able to walk 100 feet to November 2013 competing in our company's IsoBody Challenge, and I was actually nominated as an honorable mention out of 900 people from the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. So my wife and I, we got really excited about this, and we just started to share the idea of health and wellness and nutrition with everyone that we knew, because we knew so many people that needed healing from the inside out.
Sure.
And we've been able to help so many folks as a result. So that's why I do it.
Okay, so I don't even have anything else to say. That is so powerful, and I'm honored to be able to sit here with you. I recognize the miracle. You know, when you talk about it as a miracle. And in my lifetime, I know that that's possible. I know that when people actually take their health into their own hands and make a decision, and that's what you did. And to go from not being able to walk to championship level is bravo. Bravo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. I'm still here with my wonderful guest, Rachel Davis, and I know we kind of took you over the edge a little bit there, but I wanted to let you know that her husband is fine, and he's joining us here for this segment. Johnnie Davis, welcome to the set.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here on the
Absolutely.
Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show.
Absolutely.
We are in the midst of hearing the story. So we left off with the faith, the power of faith, and faith and fear not being able to coexist in the same space, and the movement of your spirit from that fearful place to that place of faith, which I imagine had to bring some sense of calmness. Maybe not a lot, but but faith has a tendency to do that.
Right.
It will do that.
Right.
2 days in a coma. So now what? You got faith, 2 days in a coma.
Yes. We basically reached out to a few family members and friends and explained to them what was taking place, and we just asked for prayer. And I tell you, this is a very special man, because prayers were all over, from the U.S. to Canada to London to Afghanistan to the Caribbean. That on Christmas Day, he was receiving the prayers and the energy and the vibrations, and to be able to basically be in alignment with the faith that I had. And on Christmas Day, at 11:53 p.m. Christmas Day, he opened his eyes, awoken from...
What a gift.
It
Oh my
definitely
gosh.
was a gift.
What a Christmas gift.
It's my Christmas gift.
When he opened his eyes, if you can describe it at all.
Everything stopped. Everything. And I was just, I froze. And I just watched him as he opened up his eyes. His mom was in the room with me, and, you know, something about a mom. Something about having that praying mom.
Yes, yes.
She walked into the hospital room. She dropped her bag, her coat to the floor, and she reached over her arm, stretched her arms over him and prayed. And she too had faith, despite what was being said, despite the messages that were being conveyed and communicated to her, despite family wanting to brace her for the worst. She would basically hang up the phone and say, "If you can't tell me my son's coming back, I'm not talking to you."
I love it. Thank you, Mom.
Exactly.
I love that.
Thank you, Mom.
Yes.
So we were given the gift of being able to witness that happen, and it was just pure joy and elation. And I ran to him and grabbed his hands and kissed his face. And my vocabulary isn't extensive enough to be able to articulate that moment, but beyond the words of being surreal.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, you obviously don't remember any of this.
No.
Right?
No.
So, and let me say this. We're going to do a whole another interview with just Johnnie talking to me about what he does remember of the gift, the Christmas gift, we'll call it that. And I wanted you to really get a feel for the family. And I'm so glad that you brought his mother into view, okay? And also that you talked about the naysayers. The prognosis, probably, that the doctors were giving you on one side.
Right.
And then, as you said, people bracing you for the worst.
Right.
And prayer works.
Absolutely.
We want to say that. Prayer works. So we've been talking about this really to bring us to a point of what turned you around in terms of your health and well-being. So you have this life-altering event. And when you get home, let's just kind of fast forward, because we got all the juicy stuff for you. But but let's just kind of fast forward. And so now what? What are we going to do now?
Well, even before we got home, that realization came to me a few days out of his coma while he was still in the hospital recovering and recuperating. And I would just sit there and I would stare at him while he was sleeping, and I would say to myself, oh my goodness, no one can explain why his heart failed. Countless cardiologists.
At 40 years old?
At 40.
Okay.
At 40. No one can explain to us exactly what caused his heart to go into arrest. And at that moment, I had an epiphany, so to speak, or a realization in terms of, I need to take care of this man. I need to make sure that he is not digging his grave with his teeth.
Did you hear that? She said, I need to take care of this man. Are those words in your vocabulary, sisters? Okay? Are those words in your vocabulary? You don't have to have a life-altering, changing event, right? Life-changing, altering event in order to be able to say those words. Is there a man in your life? Because I know in my 43 years as a natural healer that in our culture, by the time the men get to their genius, that part of them that's really giving back, too many times their health is already failing them to the degree that they're on all kinds of medications, and or they're just on their way out of here, or gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Well, in his case, he was very good about his diet. He was very good about what he ate. He was a gym warrior, worked out 3-4 times a week. So it wasn't necessarily his diet, although diet for some folks does attribute to a lot of cardiovascular issues. But we quickly learned that we are bombarded with toxins. And that's what led us to our mission.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to put a pause in it right here. And we've got more for you. But I want you to take a breath, breathe, because I don't have to remind myself to breathe through this, right? Breathe. And we are going to be back with more. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. We'll be right back. Thanks so much for tuning in. Those interviews were amazing, remarkable, and those are the kinds of results that you too can achieve in your natural self-healing journey as you begin to work through the 5 domains of your healthy mind, body, family, finance, and community. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to serving you again on our next episode. Have a happy, healthy, and healing day.